विजायताम् राष्ट्रे राजन्यः शूरविषफ्योतिव्याधि महारथो जायताम् दोग्भिर्धेनुर्मूढा नड्वन् आशुः सप्तिः पुरन्दीर्योषा जिष्णो रथेष्टाः सभेयुवा अस्या यजमानस्य वीरो जायताम् निकामे निकामेन पर्जन्यो न वर्षतु फलवस्त्यो न ओषधयः पच्यन्ता योगक्षेमो न कल्पेताम् ओम शांति 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 ओम आप्यायन्तु ममांगानि वाक् प्राणश्चक्षुः श्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्राणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्मं निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु ओम शांति शांति शांति
ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति शांति शांति. Hari Om.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you. So we are making prayers to all gods. Maham Brahma Nirakuryam, Mama Brahma Nirakarotu. This is the great excuse, pardon, which Paramatma will understand. And if at all we make any slip, that slip will be corrected by him because he knows the correct text. And next we can verify to the text and see what could be that. Indriyani, Indrani, well, the difference will come up. Now we are in the Mahanyasam, that is Nyasa Khanda, as we noted. Then we have got the Gnana Khanda, Akanda, a lot of divisions. Thus, Veda mantra is a Veda Rasi, and it has got all kinds of mantras are there. And it was said that the entire mantras revealed to the various texts was a floating mass. That's what they use it. It's a floating mass, and then my professor used to say. So what is floating mass? We have to make something stopping and classification or clarification and put them into pigeonholes. So that kind of work has to be done by a Vyasa Bhagavan, or Vyasa is editor. So the editor has taken up the job, and he has nobody but Vyasa. Who is Vyasa? Mahavishnu himself. Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya, Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave, Namo Vai Brahma Nidhaye, Vasisthaya Namo Namaha. We make Brahma Nidhi. So because Vyasa Bhagavan is a Vyasa Brahmanidhi, so he knows what is what. Vishnu knows what is what. Now we are all knowing that Ganga Pushkaras are taking place at 5 centers. People can go anywhere and have a dip and have Sankalpa Sahita Snanam in Ganga River. See, all people simply not going and dipping, but it's a have your own desire, if not Sanskrit one, even otherwise. So people have got to take a dip in the river with Sankalpam. For any and everything, we need Sankalpam. That Sankalpam is the proposal. Sankalpam is the project. Sankalpam is the work to launch the product ultimately and get the dividends. Or that's why it is called Sankalpam. That otherwise, we know that normally Sankalpa when done, people have not got to swerve from that, no deviation. So that's why such people are recognized as Siddhartha, Siddha Sankalpaha, Siddhidaha, Siddhi Sadhanaha. So that Siddhi should follow. And that Siddhi himself is Paramatma Vishnu, and who himself came as the Hayagriva or Vyasa Bhagavan did that division, classification. and fix them. Oh, this is a Rig Veda. This is a prayer mantra. This is a Yajurveda formula to be employed in the sacrifices when food has got to be offered to them. This is also tenable Rigveda mantra put for singing to more swaras. So that is called Samaveda. No, there we see when we are sitting for performance, there may be some evil elements. There are more Rakshasas, more bad people than good people in the world. So Sajjana Sangati, Sadguna, that's very rare. Who are Sajjanas in true sense? Bhartahari tells us, Parama Paraguna Paramanun Parvati Krutya Nityam Hrudi Vakasantaha Santi Santaha Kiyantaha ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಡೌಟ್ ಬಂತು. Even Bhartahari Maharaja Chakravarti, who has written Niti, Sringara and Vairagya, these three things to be found in one person is hard. But Maharaja Chakravarti, he enjoyed all the three concepts in him and then wrote 100 slokas and presented to the world. So Subhashada Bhandagara is there. But among them, Bhartahari, well, is very much remembered by all people. So Santi Santaha, yes, there are Santaha Santi. Sant in Maharashtra, they say, the ascetics are there who have got highly disciplined. Kiyantaha ಅನ್ನುವಾಗ ಒಂದು doubt ಬರುತ್ತೆ. How many are there? You can count them on fingers. ಅದೇ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಕವಿಗಳು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಪುರಾ ಕವೀನಾಂ ಗಣನಾ ಪ್ರಸಂಗೆ ಕನಿಷ್ಠಿಕಾಧಿಷ್ಠಿತ ಕಾಳಿದಾಸಃ ಅಂಡ್ ಅನಾಮಿಕ ಸಾರ್ಥವತಿ ಬಭೂವ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಕಾಳಿದಾಸು ಕೌಂಟ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅನಾಮಿಕ ಫಿಂಗರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಬಡಿ. ಸೊ ಕವಿ ಮುಖ್ಯಾಹ ಮಹೇಶ್ವರಾಹ ವಾಲ್ಮೀಕಿ ವ್ಯಾಸ ಕಾಳಿದಾಸಾದ್ಯಾಹ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ವೈ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಂಕಲ್ಪ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಅಂಡ್ ವೆನ್ ದಟ್ ಸಂಕಲ್ಪ, ದಿ ಅನ್ಬ್ರೇಕಬಲ್ ರೆಸಲ್ಯೂಷನ್, ಡೆಸಿಷನ್, determination and execution of all that plans, when it is there, and we must want Shiva Sankalpa. Shiva is peaceful. That Sankalpa, that desire which you make it must be accessible, adaptable, executable, and you should be able to attain the results. Otherwise, the Sankalpa also brings you problems. You know, to for example, in Rudram, you have got people like Kulunchanam Pataye Namah. Kulunchas are land grabbers are there. Stenanam Pataye Namah. So their Sankalpa is not good, but Lord Rudra is the moderator, controller, ultimately give them Shanti, Shiva. So when you think of Rudra, he is all in all, Sarvo Hyesha Rudra. And that Rudra, to be able to identify ourselves with us and we with him, then we not with that kind of work is important. And that's what we call it as a Nyasa. And in the Nyasa, we have got a larger things to cover with. So not 1, 2, 3, Trayanyasa or Panchanyasa or Saptanyasa or Ekanyasa, Angulanyasa, but it should be Mahanyasa. So this Mahanyasam has been very well graduated and was step by step, begin with Om Namah Shivaya. So we have got then we have got Panchanga Japa, Panchamukha Dhyana, and then ultimately Raudrikaranam, and then we have got the Atma Raksha, and with all this preamble or equipment which we have made ourselves used and become stronger, then we have come up to our Sankalpa, because whenever we think of Rudra or gods, there is always a noble idea, noble concept, and noble goal. And when it is really noble, even approved by Paramatma, it will be sanctioned. So all desires cannot be sanctioned at all. Therefore, we make a prayer that whatever that you deserve, that we are eligible for, you please grant us. And what is that ultimate grant that we want to have is Shiva. Therefore, Shiva Sankalpa. And this idea of Shiva Sankalpa is a form of Upanishad which occurs primarily in the Shukla Veda, in the concluding portions of the Aged Veda, where all important sacrifices have been discussed and the formulas and performance mode or procedure has already been given. And it comes in the Prabhakargaru ceremony, where it is a philosophical one. And so Prabhakargaru is also there. Before, after Purushamedha, Sarvamedha and all that, we have got this kind of thing. So there we are only having half dozen one, because they don't want to scare people. Having given so many formulas, if they were to give more, probably scared. So, but our Bodhayana Maharshi has probably thought that, oh, Sivasankalpas should be confirmatory way. And so this is the only occasion in Mahanyasa where Rudra is live, where Rudra is ready. Asrunvan utibhis sida sadhanam. Whether Ganapati sits or his father sits, the purpose, our purpose is the same. So sida sadhanam, you just sit down. Asrunvan, keep on listening to our desires, to our procedures and all that. Then he has to grant the boon or pala and go away. So with this kind of sankalpa, which has got to be Shivam, Shantam, Jagannatham. So Vishnu is Shiva, and Brahma is Shiva, and Rudra or Shiva also is Shiva, because that Shiva Swarupam is the origination for any constructive work. Unless your mind is peaceful, you cannot properly think. To make the mind peaceful, physical health also important. Mental health, physical health. If no body of your part is drawing your attention, you're absolutely healthy. And then you have your mind to make it active, and then mind will have its own reveries and its own activity, and that will be properly directed. That's what is called Shiva. And in the Shiva Sankalpas, we have got 36 number. And this 36, 3 plus 6 plus 3, 9 actually, a very important number. So we have got 9, so many Sankalpas. And when you repeatedly say to the God, Tanme Manas Shiva Sankalpamastu, Tanme Sinka Shiva Sankalpamastu, anta 36 ಸರ ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಆವಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಏನಪ್ಪ ಇಷ್ಟು ಸಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಅವನು. Veda is repeating Namaha, Namaha, Namo Namaha, Namo Namaha 180 times, for example. If you keep on repeating the same thing, then you will definitely draw your attention. But gods are too busy, as we understand. However busy they are, they have to attend to our needs and wants and desires. So need, want to, desire, these three things are there, always going with the human beings, because they have intelligence, they have the medhas. That's why in the first 3 mantras, which we have covered the other day in the Shiva Sankalpa section, we have seen the beginning with the world itself, the universe, because after pralayam, after annihilation, the entire thing was sunyam. Asadva idamagra asa, sadva. So sat and asad. These are the two things. From non-existence, existence comes into the world. Unless you have got emptiness, you can't fill it up. And when once you fill it up, when you move, then it also is empty. So you are always looking for space. And therefore you make a lot of arrangements in your house and everywhere. So you have to gather and create space. Therefore, in the first mantra, you have seen Bhutam, Bhuvanam, Bhavishyatu. So there was a Bhuta, Pranis, the nature, and all that is Bhutam. And also Bhuvanam, the lokas are there. How many lokas are there? So many, but still, for a count only, people, our rishis have given you that there are 14 Bhuvanas, 7 lokas, And all those things are occupied by the people. Everywhere there is life. And all of them have been caught up by the Amrutam. And that Amrutam has got to be sustained, which is the factor that sustains Yajnaha Trayate, performing Yajna, Homa, Yaga, etc., which all involve Hotra, that is invitation to the powerful gods, capable gods, correspondingly powerful gods. So you can't call all gods. When you, depending upon the kind of work that you take up, you always think primarily the connected gods at first, and then their retinue, and then further others. Therefore, here also we have got the Saptahota, that is the Agni Deva, and he has to be live, because without Agni there is no life at all. Prapancha ella Agniindale aagta ide. Therefore, Agni is given the department of taking care of people upon the earth. So Agni is taken as the terrestrial god, Vayu as the mid-air god, Antariksha Devata, and Paramatma, Surya Bhagavan, is the heavenly god, Dhyustana. That's why he is called as Divaspatihi, or he is also called as, so many names are there, which is contributed to Surya Bhagavan. So we asked him. Then next afterwards, see, Yajna is Karmani Pracharanti Dhiraha. So there may be a number of yajnas, but who is going to execute and organize and work with them? See, materials is there, but you must also know how to use the material and to get benefited. That is exactly what is possible only with intelligent people. Those who are intelligent and interested and having knowledge of the know-how, then only they only are the pracharanti. They only are pracharana martare. And moreover, they will make them look very attractive, impressive. Manasa vacha charuyanti. So they make those karmas, yajnas, look very beautiful, enjoyable, and it's a very entertaining also. So every yajna is kaninika anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದಾದ ಕನೀನಿಕಾಭ್ಯಾಂ ಕಮನೀಯ ಭವತಿ ಕನೀನಿಕಾ ಅಂತ. Every yajna is very beautiful to look at, because every karma has got so many ancillary actions and chestas, all that will make you more. That's why charu yanti, yajna, and even yuddha is also yajna. Whenever war is going on, there are gods who will come and also witness. There are people. So we have also that. That's why manasa vacha charu yanti. And whatever is approved, sammitam anusancharanti. Whatever that is approved, that has got to be followed up. Anusarana means to keep it up every day. That's why, but for that anusancharantike, Shankaracharya has given a wonderful advice. Vedo nityamadhiyatam tadutam karma swanushthiyatam. Nityam tadutam karma swanushthiyatam. Take that word nityam here also. That is, we have to adopt, however, whatever percentage be it, that we should be always do it. And again, in the third mantra, you see the development, karmani apasaha manishinaha yajne srunvanti vidadheshu dhiraha. See, those karmas are explained because every sacrifice is a scientific deed. Let us not think that doing puja or doing prarthana or parayana or stotra, no science involved. It is not at all nice. Stupidity. Because all our rishis, all our poets are basically scientific people. That's why Rishir, in Devi Suktam, you understand, see, Rishir Bhavati. And only because of me, anybody can become a Rishi, and he also could become Sudhihi, and he will become a soldier, whatever. Aham Rudraya Dhanuratanomi. Rudra is taken as a soldier, warrior. So she considered her husband, Rudra, to be a suitable person to be a warrior only. That is protector, because he has got the highest maximum anger. And Rudra Ghosha is very powerful. Indra Ghosha is powerful. Therefore, here you see, Manishinaha Vitatheshu Dhiraha Yagne Srunvanti. So how knowledge improves to us? You have to attend the pravachanas, you have to study, and you have to attend some yagnas also. So in view of your activity directed outside, organized by the learned dhiraha and manishinaha, then when these people are doing it, you see srunvanti. And moreover, certain activities that are being done by these great intelligent people, learned people, the upasakas, siddhas, it is apurvam. Na purvam asit idanim bhavati. Apurvam is special. Apurvam did not know existed. So that's why there is always innovations, renovations, and everything being done by the rishis. No knowledge is stagnant. Intellectual congress, and it should not be stagnant. Our intellectual congress must be a live active. That's why we are all having, especially human beings, seminars, symposia, workshops, and meetings, and etc. All these things are taking place because that can be organized and can be taken place by only dhiraha, manishinaha, then all these. So these people, and moreover, where we are able to get more vitatheshu. The word vitatha is where it is a gnana sabha, where all gnanins will join. And in fact, in our Veda, Shatavada Brahmana and elsewhere, we get that not simply rishis were engaged in getting mantras revealed and all that, but they used to also participate in the discussions. When they joined for discussion, Brahma was the chairman. One such example you see in Shatavada Brahmanam. There was a topic, how many pranas are there in our body? Kiyantayame antaratmani pranaha is the object matter. So it is going on discussion, and every rishi has got his own proposition. So trayame pranaha, saptayame pranaha, chaturvimsatime prana, like that. They were all giving some number for the pranas, but ultimately a great Maharshi gets up and says, who knows how many pranas are there inside our body? Ko nama Veda kiyanta ive antaratmani pranaha anta ಒಂದು proposal ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. So it is hardly possible for anybody to say, oh, our body contains only 100 pranas. No. So that is the infinity. Our body is infinite, not finite at all. That's why so much studies have been done on body, on mind, on spirit. And therefore, there are such kind of people are called dhiraha, manishina, and chamantaha, chamantat. So that also of forbearance. Whatever is new, that you have got to also be put up with it. That's exactly what Kalidasa, an innovator in our tradition, says that Purana mityeva na sadhu. Just because it is Purana, only that is good. What is Nava is not good. No, you should have a judicious, discretional, intelligent, and judgment, so that new becomes old afterwards, and what is old becomes senior. That's why Puranam. Even whatever told in the Puranas was fresh, was new earlier. And later on, you say it's a Purana story, history. So history becomes, because his story is history. In Sanskrit, it is called iti ha asa. Iti ha is always ascharya, surprising, something to note, something to follow, something to educate others with. So today we think of so many Maharajas, Chakravartis, and all that. We are giving stories to them in any manner that is possible to us. Panchatantra, Hitopadesha, we think it's for children. No, it is even for us also. Because if at all any advice or instruction to be given to make your mind peaceful, workable, enjoyable, only animals are our good advisors. Asavaha upadeshtaraha. If man were to advise to other man, the man becomes angry. Who are you to advise me? But if animal were to advise you, then you are really no complaint. You just follow it. That's exactly what the technique you use in yoga. All yoga asanas mostly are animal asanas. So Markatasana and Bhujangasana, etc. You also know that all these asanas, because that's only to trim up the body simultaneously with the mind. So that yoga is important. So Chamantam, Prajanam, Tanme, why all these things is being given? Praja. The Prajas means the people. And Satapatha Brahmana Yajurveda also tells that because the Sivasankalpa is derived from the Yajurveda, so Yajurveda is a good source to explain many of them. In Yajurveda, Satapatha Brahmana already said, Aho nu prajaha, sarvatra nu prajaha, chitram vai prajaha, etc. statements you find. Aho prajaha, the people are posing wonders and wonders. You can't imagine. No two men are the same. No, the styles of two men is not seven. That begins in the house itself. So no two people will be doing the same thing. There is always opinion poll. So if you go for opinion poll, there won't be simultaneously no unification. But afterwards you may come to unification. Like that, here prajasu amru. Then after third, the fourth one and fifth one we go to, because we cover that. I don't want to spend more time on that, because we are all being introduced. If at all you want to have a sankalpa to be of permanent and really peaceful value, Shiva, then you have to pick up heights of your social, intellectual, and spiritual life. That's what I think is being indicated here, that suddenly things won't occur to us. Everything requires a process. So to go through the process up to maturity and all that, Paramatma has granted for human beings 100 years, because that mind is something very much difficult to control. That exactly a problem posed by Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita to Krishna. Hey, all the time you are telling Kittu, control the mind, deposit your mind upon me, you do the job. How do I do it? Vayoriva dushkaram manye. I find that this is very difficult. How as difficult as to control the air. How can you control the air? It is present any and everywhere. Of course, Krishna has, Paramatma is a solution maker also. Bhayakrut bhayanasanaha. That you see in the Bhagavad Gita. I mean, Vishnu Sahasranama. So he is also full of solutions. So Bhayakrut bhayanasanaha. Therefore, any problem, however it is, how strong it is, even gurus cannot get confused. So you should go to the Paramatma Vishnu. That's exactly where. So bhayanasanaha, so solutions are being given. That solution also is found in the Yajurveda. So exactly, ultimately what is the solution is amrutatva, amrutaha vayam, or amrutasya putra vayam. Amrutam ichcha. That's what. So uttishta, jagrata, varannibodhata, and amrutasya putraha vayam anta. Vivekananda was simply hammering everybody's head to work up, because we are all the Amrita Putras, so we are coming from Amrita, we have to go there. So whatever property, whatever enjoyment, whatever bhoga that we are having is not permanent, because all that bhoga is possible for to be bhagya or anubhava, only your body permits it, only your mind permits it. Otherwise, if mind and body does not permit, that becomes a nuisance to you. Therefore, here we have got that concepts as chamantam prajanam. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಜಾನಾಮ್ ಅನ್ನುವಾಗ ಏನರ್ಥ? ಪೀಪಲ್ ಪಿಂಡೆ ಪಿಂಡೆ ಮತಿರ್ಭಿನ್ನ ಅಂತ ಕಾಳಿದಾಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಲೋಕಃ ತ್ರೈಗುಣ್ಯೋದ್ಭವತ್ರ ಲೋಕಚರಿತಂ ನಾನಾರಸಂ ಸೇವತೆ ಅಂತ. ಈ ಲೋಕಚರಿತಂ, the kind of behavior and journey and all that in the loka is nanarasam sevate. A nanarasam sevate ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ. In our tongue there are 6 buds to recognize the taste of each pudding, each item you tell. Bitter, sweet, sour, sweet, etc. You are all these things are being pointed out to you by your tongue. Stomach has not got that sensing. All sensing is there in tongue. So tongue is a truant, stomach is a Paramatma. Therefore, we have to get back to this Amrutam Prajasu. Ultimately, what we should do? Amrutam Prajasu. And the fourth one, I am reading. Om Yat Pragnana Muta Cheto Dhrutischa Yajyotihi Antaramrutam Prajasu Yasmanna Rute Kinchana Karma Kriyate Tanme Manasiva Sankalpamastu Susharathirasvani Vayam Manushyan Meniyute Vasubhirvachiniva Rutpratishtham Yadacharam
Yavistam tanme mana shiva sankalpamastu.
Next really, yes, Minruchaha.
Nama yajogumsi yasmin pratishtha ratana bhavivaraha yasmig chittagum sarvamotam prajanam tanme mana shiva sankalpamastu.
So this Prajanam Shiva Sankalpamastu. Why are these Shiva Sankalpas at all introduced to us? Another good question. Mahanyasadalli ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಾಗ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ಅಭಿಷೇಕ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿವಸಂಕಲ್ಪ ಸುದ್ದಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ರಿಪೀಟೆಡ್ಲಿ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ದಿ ವರ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ರಜಾನಾಂ ಪ್ರಜಾನಾಂ ಪ್ರಜಾನಾಂ. ಆಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ಪೀಪಲ್. ವೈ ಋಷೀಸ್ ಆರ್ active? For people. So that's why democratic things, for people, by the people, etc. So prajanam, prajanam. Why prajanam? What is the meaning of the word praja? Ja is everybody, is a common thing for all people. Janma. Our janma should be rewarding. Then only it's called praja. Praseshena janma yesham te prajaha anta ankodbeku. So nijavagi we recognize people only when they have got some distinction. Sumne helodu idda hoda, idda hoda, he was born hortoda andre yaar gottu, idda anta yaar gottilla. So we have to make our existence remembered for long. That's exactly why we are all celebrating the Jayantis. Recently we are celebrating Shankara Jayanti. Acharya Shankara top priority. Why do we do Jayantis? So that their Asirvada and they will be live and they will bless us and their work will be remembered and by which all people could be benefited. Because these days all people are very busy. They have no time to turn their head to the other side other than the computer. ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನೇ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಈವನ್ ಫುಡ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು ಊಟ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಕಪ್ಪಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನ ಮೊಸರನ್ನ. ಅದು ಮೊಸರನ್ನ ಹಂಗೆ ಬಿದ್ದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು ನೀವು. ಸೊ ಯು ನೋ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ದೀಸ್ ಡೇಸ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಸಿ ವಾಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ವಿಚ್ ದೇ ಟಾಯಿಲ್. ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ನೋ ಟೈಮ್ ಟು ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ದಟ್ money or food or comforts, etc. They buy a wonderful expensive sofa. Hardly they sit in the sofa at all per day. Everybody. So ಈ ತರಹ ಕಂಫರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ನೋ ಟೈಮ್ ಟು ಟರ್ನ್. ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಟು ಟರ್ನ್ ಟು ದ್ಯಾಮ್. ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಪ್ರಜಾನಾಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಹೌ ದಿ ಆರಿಜಿನೇಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ಭೂತಾಂ ಭುವನಂ ಭವಿಷ್ಯತು is one set. And the next set is some knowledge is important. So pragnanam, uta and chetaha and dhrutihi, then yajya and amrutam prajasu antaram. See, man is not simply flesh and blood and bones and nerves and all that. If we are only conscious of that, we are worried more. ಏನು ನಮ್ಮ ಶರೀರದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಭಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕರಿತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಕಿವಿ, ಕಣ್ಣು, ತಲೆ, ಎಕ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಕೂತಿದ್ರೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಹೊರಟೋಗತ್ತೆ. ಟೈಮ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿವರ್, ಕಾಲ ನದಿ ಹೊರಟೋಗತ್ತೆ. ಆದರೆ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸಿಂಗ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಕಾಲಶ್ಚ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬಹವಶ್ಚ ವಿಘ್ನಾ ತತ್ಸಾರಭೂತಂ ಪರಿಮಾರ್ಗಿತವ್ಯಂ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಪಾಠ ದೊಡ್ಡವರು. ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರುಗಳು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಸುಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣ್ಯ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಿ. ಸೊ ಕಾಲ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅಸ್. ಏನು ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಆಲ್ 100 years ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಗುತ್ತೆ 100. 4 ಚಪಾತಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ, 4 ದೋಸೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ ನೋ ಟೈಮ್ ಯು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಇಟ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಸತ್ಯ ಯಾರು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಅರ್ಹ. ಸೊ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ದಟ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರವಾಹ. ಸೊ ಕಾಲ ಬಹವಶ್ಚ ವಿಘ್ನಾ, ವಿಘ್ನಗಳು ಯಾವ ಕೈಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನಿರ್ವಿಘ್ನವಾಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಗಣಪತಿಗೆ ಸಬ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಪಿಟಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ದಿ ನಿರ್ವಿಘ್ನಕಾರಾಸ್ ವಿಘ್ನಹಾರಾಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಗಣಪತಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ಪೀಪಲ್. ದೇರ್ಫೋರ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾನಂ, ಚೇತಃ, ಧೃತಿಃ, ಯಜ್ಞ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಮೃತ. ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಗೊತ್ತು ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಸೊ when you read this Sankalpa Sukta, Shiva Sankalpa, you should know the composition that is there in us. Antaha, inside you are there. First of all, beginning is Pragnanam. Gnanam, Pragnanam, Vignanam, etc. That Gnana has been given the prefixes, or rather adjectives and qualifications. Ultimately, what is Pragnanam? Andre Pragnana Ghanam Brahma anta ನಮ್ಮ ಶಂಕರಾಚಾರ್ಯರು ಪಾಠ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಘನ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾನಂ. ಘನಂ ಅನ್ಸ್ಬಿ solidified, essence. ಉಪನಿಷತ್ಸು, ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾಸು, ಉಪನಿಷತ್ಸು, ಯೋಗಶಾಸ್ತ್ರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾಸು, ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಗೀತಾ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ. 574 ಶ್ಲೋಕಾಸ್ ಇನ್ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾ is the speech by Krishna Bhagavan talking about 17 yogas. To answer one Vishada yoga proposed by Arjuna to remove his depression, his kind of unwanted vairagya over fighting the war at the war ground, is not at all commendable. So Krishna gives so many yogas. Therefore, here also, Bhagavad Gita is also a Shiva Sankalpa. Why you call it Shiva Sankalpa? Because Krishna ultimately said to Arjuna, you are a Kshatriya, you are a Sukshatriya. This war is not simply Bharata war, it is Mahabharata war. And it is going to decide so many things to you. And in this case, you have to have justice. You have to maintain dharma. If you don't fight, you will get more papam. You will be a permanent citizen in hell. If you fight the war, if you kill your enemies, and if you protect dharma, you are not a sinner. You will become better. That's why Tasmat Yudhyasva Bharata. Bharata anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. That's why on Yudhyasva Bharata ಅನ್ನೋದು ಶಿವಸಂಕಲ್ಪ. ಆ ಶಿವಸಂಕಲ್ಪವನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮೂಡ್ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟು, the other day on Sunday we had a beautiful talk on psychiatry, the misconceptions and myths about it, and recording our Seshachalaya is going to turn. Before that, I have also put that recording in our own groups, and you can listen. Those who have, then you come to know so many points about our brain. That is called mind andre mood baratte. ಆ ಮೂಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಶಿವಂ. ಆ ಮೂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Low mood, high mood, and all those things. So mood management itself is a big issue, and manassan ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ what we want at first is pragnanam. Even for pragnanam, how are you getting? Yoga is important. So in Vishnu Sahasranama, the same thing. Yogo Gnanam Tatha Sankhyam. So yoga, Gnana, Sankhya, and all other things follow later on. That's exactly what Etat Sarvam Janardhanat. All this has been created or generated or blessed by Janardhana, because Jana Shabda is there, Praja, Jana, Praja. Jana andrenu Janma. All people, whoever have taken Janma, wherever it is, to them Ardhana beku. Ardhana is being supplied by Paramatma. So Shankaracharya is very good. He has given you Pragnana Ghanam Brahma. So you should have a solidified knowledge. What is solidified knowledge? Is the essence. So essence Sara. ಸಾರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕ್ಯಾಚ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅಂಡ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬುದ್ಧ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಂಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಚ್ ದಟ್ ಸಾರ, ಚೇತಃ ಈಸ್ ದ ಚೈತನ್ಯ ಶಕ್ತಿ, ದ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೈಸೇಷನ್. ಯು ಮೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಿ ಸಿಮ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮೊಬೈಲ್, ಬಟ್ ಅವನು ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಓನ್ಲಿ ವೆನ್ ದಟ್ ಮೊಬೈಲ್, ದಟ್ ಸಿಮ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟೆಡ್, it becomes eligible to receive, to send, etc. calls. Therefore, uta chetah. And dhruti andre dhairyam, memory, and all that is called dhruti. Then whenever you want to take up new things, you must have boldness, courage. And unless that Dhairya Lakshmi is with us, then other Lakshmis would not matter to you or can go away. When Maharaja said, Ashtalakshmiಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿಗಳು ಬಂದು ನಾನು ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ ಮಹಾರಾಜನು ಕೇಳಿದರೆ, ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಧೈರ್ಯಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಬಂದು ನಾನು ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಗಲ್ಲ, ಅಯ್ಯಮ್ಮ ಧೈರ್ಯಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ನೀನು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡ, ನೀನಿದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ 7 ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ಆ ಧೈರ್ಯಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಅಮ್ಮ ನೀನು, ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫೈಟ್ ದಿ ವಾರ್, ಐ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ನೌ ಡಿಫೀಟೆಡ್, ಗಾಟ್ ಡಿಫೀಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ ಮೈ ಎನಿಮೀಸ್, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಅಗೈನ್ ಗ್ಯಾದರ್ ಮೈ ಆರ್ಮಿ ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಫೈಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಹಿಮ್, with them and bring back my glory. So Dhairya Lakshmi hogbeda anta. Dhairya Lakshmi is what is called as, I think, Dhrutihi. And the sacrifice and work, practical job, yajya. So, and Amrutam, ultimately what is to be there? Amruta andre happiness. Amruta is success. Amruta is satisfaction. So yavadana ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ you have got a wonderful satisfaction. So ಅದು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಜಾಸು, ಸಪ್ತಮಿ ವಿಭಕ್ತಿ ಬಹುವಚನ. ಪ್ರಜಾಸು means among the people, these are already there, that you have got to recognize. That's what is called cognizance and consciousness. All words are there in philosophy because the Vedanta Bodha is being properly done in this Mahanyasa also, because this is one connected to the Aranyaka portion. Aranye bhavaha aranyakaha, who will go to forest? Senior citizens. So vanaprasthas go. So the man, whether he is a Kaumara in Kumara or in Yavana or in Vanaprastha or in Sannyasa, dharmas don't widowed to him. He has to follow dharmas. Dharma deva. Dharma, whatever manner that you are able to adopt, that itself is your Saraswati. Therefore, Esmat narute kinchana karma kriyate. You cannot perform any act. Rute means without. So without pragnana, without chetaha, without dhrutihi, without amrutam, the karmas can never be taken up. Shraddha is important. Shraddhavan labhate gnanam anta Krishna ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಶ್ರದ್ಧಾ? ಅಗೈನ್ ಸತ್ವ ರಜಸ್ತಮೋ ಶ್ರದ್ಧಾ, ಸತ್ವ ಶ್ರದ್ಧಾ, ರಜೋ ಶ್ರದ್ಧಾ ಅಂಡ್ ತಾಮಸ ಶ್ರದ್ಧಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪೀಪಲ್, ಹೈ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ತಾಮಸಿಕ ಶ್ರದ್ಧಾ. ಅದನ್ನ ರಜೋ ಶುದ್ಧ ಅಂಡ್ ಸತ್ವ ಶುದ್ಧಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಪೂಜಾ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೂತಿರ್ತೀವಿ. You people who are around you are being taxed. ಉದ್ಧರಣೆ ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಬಾ, ನೀರು ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಬಾ, ಹೂವು ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಬಾ, ತೆಂಗಿನಕಾಯಿ ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಬಾ, ಆರ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಬಾ. ಈ ತರಹ if you keep on demanding service from the neighbor people there, one of them will get irritated. ಅಪ್ಪ ನೀನ್ ಪೂಜಾನೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಡ, ಸಾಕು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡು. Otherwise, if you keep everything ready and keep going with your puja, not demanding anybody's attention or help for you, then even God also will be happy. Therefore, so rute na kincha karma na kriyate. So that's why karmaಗಳು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ತನ್ಮೇ ಶಿವ ಸಂಕಲ್ಪಮಸ್ತು. So all these things are possible as a part of acquisition when you have got these things endowed and rather activated in us. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಹಾನ್ಯಾಸ ಕೇಳಿದು ಕೂರಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. So weekly we have got 4 Veda classes. And then I went to the Vasan came and saw, sir, Nitya ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ sir ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಪಾಪ ಅವರು ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಲ್ವ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಗಳು. So I said, no, Babu, I take it. You Zoom ಬಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ I have adopted 4 times to meet the Indian students so that they will not be deprived of the Veda Sparsha and Veda Gnana, whatever it is. Afterwards, you can also improve because Acharyat Padamadatte, only 1/4 portion we get from the Acharyas. The remaining you have got to fulfill. That's exactly what we get in the Taittiriya Upanishad. Actually, on Shankar Jayanti day, you should read Taittiriya Upanishad. Because in that Acharyaya Priyam Dhanamahrutya Prajatantum Avyavatsetsi, 1 point. Asmat Sreya Gumso Brahmanaha Tesham Tvayasanena Prasvasitavyam. So there you have got a wonderful definition, which is being exemplified by Acharya Shankara, that he never controlled anybody at all. He has just given a lot of freedom. But he wanted everybody to get rid of the Mudhatvam. Bhajagovindam Mudhamate. Why? Samprapte sannihite kale nahi rakshadidu kurun karane. No. Whatever material things that you gather and talk about and discuss and describe, they don't protect you. When you stand at the door of Yama, he will ask you, what is the merit which will make you happier here? Then, no, I'm a PhD, I'm this, that. He doesn't understand. Well, English degrees. Yama won't understand. ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಈ ಯಜ್ಞ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಪೂಜಾ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಆ ಟೈಮ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ then he will be happy. That's exactly what you see in the Kathopanishad. You see the dialogue between Nachiketa and Yama. Yama wanted to dispose that Nachiketa, but Nachiketa was a stubborn student. He was not leaving. That's what is called Shiva Sankalpa. What is Shiva Sankalpa of Nachiketa? I want Divyagni to be given out from Sargaloka, not anywhere. So Sargalokadinda Divyagni ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳಿಸಬೇಕು. That's why in Aruna Prashna we got Kamagnim Chinvanaha, Nachiketamagnim Chinvanaha, Kim Pratyakshena, etc. So Nachiketa Agni is Divyagni. So like that, that's a Shiva Sankalpa. And so that is what important. And again, Susarathi Ashwani Vayam Manushya Me Niyute Vasubhirvajiniva Prut Pratishtham Yadacharam Yavishtham Tanme Manashiva Sankalpamastu. Later on, Pragnana and Hedage, where are you going to get the Pragnanam? That is, you get into Rigveda, Ruchaha, Sama, Yajugumshi. We have got the sources also are being pointed out. When you tap the respective sources, your mind will be picking up this piece. See, Shiva Sankalpas don't come as they are. You have to work for them. You have to woo them. And then, how do you do it? Ruchaha, Sama, Yaju, and Pratishtha. Esmin Pratishtha, Ashanabha, Vibhara, Chittam, Sarvamotam Prajanam. So, ನೋಡಿದ್ರ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಕನ್ವಿನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ತನ್ಮೇ ಶಿವ ಸಂಕಲ್ಪಮಸ್ತು. You have got a beautiful introduction going to see in the next issue. being explained by our Prabhakargaru, and he has given you beautiful introduction that about Shiva Sankalpa, and started with the first one, that Bhutam Bhuvanam Bhavishyat. This is the beginning, and our beginning must be promoted to go further up, and that further up is possible with all the, that's why 36 mantras are there, and that has been introduced to us in Yajurveda itself. Yaju and practical, that means connected to the people. That's why anytime you do a puja or yajna, what is the ultimate aim that you remember? ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಪ್ರಜಾಪತೇಹೇ ಪ್ರಜಾ ಬಭೂಮ ಅಂತಾರೆ. So we are all the deserving children of Prajapati. So father and mother are happy when you are having distinctions, when you are making yourself lauded, recognized, appreciated, and congratulated by as many people as possible in our own circumstances. Then ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಸಂತೋಷ. You are the gift of God, and what you do is gift back to the God ಅಂತ. ನಾನು ಗಿಫ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇರೋದಲ್ಲ, ಗಿಫ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ತಗೊಂಡ ಮೇಲೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅನುಗುಣವಾಗಿ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. That's exactly what Nadaveda Adhyayana Kendra is striving, and all people are working for that. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾದರೂ some donation, something ಕೊಟ್ರೆ that should be given some in the form of some kind. I think Veda Ganga is a wonderful contribution of knowledge to many of us. There are so many scholars who share their knowledge, Gnana Vitarana, and make people equipped with a lot of knowledge, so that your Sankalpa will be Shiva. Because normally mind does not have a discretion at all. Anything that sees in the world, that mind immediately tells, I want it. For that, I sees, the other Indriyas also agree, and as a result, we become restless or restful or achieving. Therefore, there is always the target to the mind. So if mind is controlled, if mind is disciplined, everything is disciplined, you become God. I have been told, what is man? God plus mind. ಆ ಮೈಂಡ್ ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಸುಖ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಜನ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲೈನ್ ವಿ ಸಿ ದಟ್ ಸಾರಥಿ ಅಶ್ವಾನಿ ಸುಸಾರಥಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸಾರಥಿ is the Krishna like charioteer, and the horses Aswani Vayam Manushyaha, and this a charioteer or Rathachodaka, Sarathi, and also the horses. These are the two important things that we come across in life. Or see in the Bhagavad Gita, elsewhere we see that Ashwa is fickle. All our Indriyas are being compared to the horses. So no horse remains still anytime. No Indriya in our body remains still. It keeps on working. Therefore, Ashwani Vayam Manushyaha. And ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಯುತೆ ಪಶುಭಿ ವಾಜಿನೀವ. So you discipline the horse. You make the horse to run speedily. You make the horse to take you to places quickly. So like that, as you are able to have a rider, as you are a rider of the horses, and in fact there is a proverb, the horse depends upon the rider. Rautu ರೀತಿಗ ಗುರ್ರಮು, ತಲ್ಲಿ ರೀತಿಗ ಕೂತುರು, తండ్రి రీతిగా కుమారుడు, రాజు రీతిగా ప్రజలు. యథా రాజా తథా ప్రజాః, యథా మాతా తథా పుత్రీ, యథా పితా తథా పుత్రః. Well, this kind of formulas we are seeing in the Subhashitras in our nature. So the moment you can see the father in him. Father is culture. brought up, education, everything is reflected in the boy. So we have to be, that's why you are saying Amritasya Putraha Novaga. When we claim that Prithvi Mataha, Jauh Pita anta helidaga, you can imagine the expanse that the earth has got, and also the sky has got. So that's how we are supposed to grow. That's why Ashwani Susarathihi Manushyaha. And again the word Manushya Sabda is there. Manushya andre Manassu. Tanme Manassiva Sankalpamastu. ಏನು ನೀನು ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ರಾಕ್ಷಸ ಅಂತ ಬೈತಾರೆ. If you are behaving in a very violent manner, rakshasi ಅಂತಾರೆ. If you are behaving, oh, he's a rishi ಅಂತಾರೆ. So whatever description that we get as a part of compliment or as a deriding or admonishing depends upon our mind. That's why Aitareya Upanishad begins with a plea. So what is that? Vang me manasi pratisthita mano me vachi. So that's why it is said, Hrut pratishtham ed acharam yavishtham tanme manas shiva sankalpamastu. So Shiva Sankalpa ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ ಅವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಗೋವಿಂದ್, ಏನು acharam. We are not to go for commentary elsewhere. The mantra itself is a commentary for itself. That's exactly what many or Veda mantras are there. My professor used to say, Dr. Shende, great man, you understand Rigveda with the help of Rigveda anta. Rigveda mantragalannu Rigveda mantragalindale artha madko, or other mantras. So ಒಂದು mantra is an explanatory thing to other mantras anta interpretation alli kottidare. Even what is that? What are all these Brahmanas, Aranyakas, Upanishads are doing? They are trying to use other mantras to establish some point. That's exactly what is said is Acharam Yavishtham. Yavishtham means Shreshtham. Yavishtham Bharata. So Yavishtham means that which is Shreshtham and which is strong, which is unfickle, that kind. So our mind should be Acharam. Actually, as you know, Gama Gamana Seelam Manaha anta. ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನಿಕ್ ಮೋಷನ್, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ವೇ ದಟ್ ವೇ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದಟ್. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಅಚರಂ ಯವಿಷ್ಟಂ ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಂ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಅಂಡ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಸುಶಾರಥಿ ಅಶ್ವಾನಿ ವಯಂ. ಹೌ ಎ ಗುಡ್ charioteer is able to. So Ashwavidya, it's also one of the 64 kalas. And Nala Chakravarti is top. Rituparna Maharaja is also, they both are great, but Nala Chakravarti was able to cover 1,000 yojanas in overnight or something like that, because Swayambati, the Damayanti Swayambara was announced purposefully. Very short time has been given to Rituparna Maharaja's notice, and at that time Nala Chakravarti was the driver. So again, that's against Mahabharata story. And at one point, and is on the way that Rituparna Maharaja got his upper garment driven away by the air. Because of speed, it just flew off from his shoulder. Immediately he asked Nala Chakravarti to stop the car so that he can pick up with that mantle. Avaga Nala Chakravarti says, no, we have already crossed hundreds of yojanas away from the point where from it has gone. So do you want me to go back? No. So that's what the kind of speed and control over the horses and the distance covered owing to the horse. Adrinda, so this mantra. So each mantra is good food for our head, thinking, and also good instruction for us. So with this points, I just like to stop here, and we'll continue next, because don't get tired, because we are getting all noble knowledge, gnanam, pragnanam, vignanam, and yavishtham gnanam. So we should be happy about it. Om Swasti.
Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Vidyankaravavai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Markaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Satam. Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamasta. Shri Vasudevarpanamasta. Shri Veda Purushashirvadostu. Om Tat Sat.
Very nice.
Om Namaste.
Thank you very much. Now Raghava is there and Govind are there. Very interesting because
నమస్కారం సార్. మీ దగ్గర వింటానికి చాలా ఆనందంగా ఉంటుంది. ఐ విల్ బి వెరీ ఆల్వేస్ హ్యాపీ టు లిసన్ టు యూ అండ్